Hey guys, what's up? It's Lucy, and today I wanted to do a catch up with me video because it has been quite a while since I have posted. It has been, and I know I did a couple of vlogs that I posted, like the Mother's Day trip and the waterfall exploration, which was super fun. But I haven't really come on and talked in a while, and I know I kind of disappeared for a few months there. And I guess I wanted to do a catch up with me kind of video, explain the past few months, what I hope to do moving forward, and just kind of life in general, what's been going on for me. So that's what this video. So if you feel like sitting down, chatting with me, catching up with me, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, so in like January, February of this year, I started a little series called The Healing Process. And what was interesting is I was planning on like recording and tracking my progress and my healing process there because there's just so much going on. The first video of that, and then the other one was my birthday video. That is a playlist in my channel if you want to go back and watch that and kind of see where I was at in January. To summarize that, I in like December, well actually that fall, so fall of 2023, I got a really bad back injury at my job, and then so that was rough. And by December, the end of December, school ended. I quit my job because I was just totally burnt out and I needed a break, and I didn't have a job to go to. That was a super scary thing to do, but I had saved up enough that I knew I could take a break for a month and pray and hope that a job would come up within that amount of time. And so as school ended, I quit my job and my car broke down to where it wouldn't really be repairable. Like literally the bottom fell through, all in a week. And that was insane. That was also the week of Christmas. So that's fun. So I just went to my family's house and I stayed there for a good while to just cool off from everything. But into January, I wasn't doing well physically or mentally. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. My health was plummeting, and so was my mental health. And that was extremely difficult. And again, I have those videos up already if you kind of want to go see what that looked like for me a little bit to catch up. And so I wanted to track my progress and make a series called The Healing Process, because I really wanted to get better, but it was really hard. My depression symptoms came up again. I was working with my psychiatrist, my therapist, and we were trying to help me be able to come out of that, but it was so hard. It was one of the worst depressive episodes that I have had, and I didn't know how. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to afford going back to school for the spring semester. I didn't know if I could get a job. I didn't have a car to get to a job, and I didn't have a job to help pay for a car, and it was a mess. It was a lot to handle. So with all of that, I did eventually find a car within my budget. I did find a job, thank God, and I was able to afford going back to school. And so that was great, but my health and my mental health wasn't quite caught up to where I wanted it to be. And so suddenly I'm doing school 5 days a week. I'm working several days a week. I just spent a ton of money on a car, and I'm still super depressed. I'm still just barely able to get out of bed in the morning, but I have to keep going. And I barely got through every day. I'm not trying to exaggerate these things because I know that depression is a super, super serious thing. And I know that because I have experience, because I deal with it in like different episodes, and it was, I don't want to sugarcoat it, it was horrible. It was so hard, and I could not post anymore because there was nothing good to post. I could barely even think of anything that I would want to post and record. I would sometimes record a tiny bit and then be like, no, it's not good enough, and I'm too tired to edit anyways. It was so hard to get through each day, and little by little it got a tiny bit better, but I got to the point that I wasn't even really caring about my grades. I failed an exam. I am a good student, like, because I work really hard. I'm not saying I'm a genius. I work super hard in my classes, and I have a high GPA, and I am a very motivated student, and I got to the point that I was failing exams, and I was okay with it because I was like, I literally couldn't even bring myself to study for the exam because I could hardly even handle getting up to brush my teeth and take a shower and do dishes in one night. And so I was just really struggling, and I was in physical therapy or the chiropractor about 3 times a week, in classes 5 days a week, and working almost every day. I was so burnt out, and I was not in a position where I could post or record anything, and I had to be okay with that, even though I knew I really wanted to, but I didn't have any type of energy to give. I was completely empty, and emotionally I was so drained. I wanted to focus on doing things with friends and doing things with family, and I was doing things with friends and family more than I was the other semesters, so that was great, but the entire time I would just be like, I'm not doing what I should be doing. I should be home studying, but I know if I go home, I'm not going to study. I'm just going to sit there, and I'm going to not be able to do anything. And so even my time spent with other people, I was like guilt tripping myself. I was shaming myself for like trying to do things that, like, the intention was, well, one, I like being with these people and I love these people, but also trying to pull myself out of this rut and like fill myself up emotionally and socially, and when I did, then I'd be like telling myself that I was doing something wrong. And so it was as if I was just never ever content with what I was doing, and I didn't have any motivation because I didn't have energy to even put into motivation. And I feel like I just completely lost hope, and I feel like I lost myself, honestly. I feel like I totally just lost me. Even though I am someone who struggles with bipolar disorders, so like I have lots of anxiety, I have lots of depression, and then I have crazy highs, and it's all over the place. So even though I am someone who sometimes deals with a lot of depression or anxiety, I am typically an optimistic person, and I try to be like more fun for people. I try to be encouraging, and I just lost that. I just had nothing to give. I wouldn't say I became mean, but I became dull, and I became like I didn't feel like anything I did mattered. I didn't really have anything I was looking forward to. I didn't really care what happened in the next week because it was too far out. The next week was too far out for me. And as far as I was concerned, I was like, I don't know if I'll be here next week. We'll see. I don't know. I'm just like doing one day at a time, but not in a good way. Not in a way to help me through it. So I want to kind of get into what I'm doing now, because I do not feel like that now anymore, thank God. And I have finally been able to pull myself out of that. And so I want to talk about that and kind of just like moving forward from that, but also explain like why I just kind of disappeared. I deleted my Instagram. From my phone. I still have it, but like from my phone, so that I wasn't like doom scrolling on it, and that helped a ton. I've been reading more books, which has been great. I have been listening to more uplifting podcasts or, oh my gosh, excuse me, videos. I have been doing more things to encourage myself and, in a sense, refill my cup. So with all of that, like I said, I am focusing on more positive things, and I feel like something that I've been going through for like several years now is like trying to make my spirituality my own, and like coming out of the religious teachings that like I don't agree with, I don't believe, but also still finding my own spirituality, my own faith, and what that looks like for me. And I feel like for a while that was just so overwhelming and so scary that I just kind of like ignored it. I never became not a spiritual person. I never became like, oh, I don't believe in anything, but I didn't know what that anything was. But I do want to find a way to reconnect with my spirituality and my faith in a way that helps me rather than hinders me. I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to live in constant dread that maybe I'm going to be punished. I don't want to live in a state of constantly having to be exactly how I think other people or a spiritual being wants me to be. I want to live in a way where my faith and my spirituality actually helps me in my life and is a tool that I can use to help others too. And so I feel like for a while, especially during the time that I was really depressed, like in most of the beginning of this year, I feel like I completely lost that. And I feel like that was a big thing of why I just had nothing to give, was because I wasn't filling myself up with anything. And so now I am getting back into exploring what that looks like for me and practicing my faith and my spirituality in a way that is going to fill me up, is going to give me life, is going to be something that I can use to help be a light to other people. And it's going to take time. And yes, right now, a lot of it is going to be focusing on myself because I feel like I was so empty for so long. So I need to fill up my own cup so that I can help share with others. Okay, sorry. My phone just decided that it was full. So I had to transfer videos to my laptop and we're good now. But yeah, I think it is so good to know that not everything in your life is up to you, and that sometimes it's just going to go the way it's going to go. And having all of those things happen to me was really tough, and I was like, what even is the point of any of this? And like, why did I have to get injured to the point that, like, I was getting treated for it for half a year, and I still have to do exercises for it, and I still feel the pain in my back sometimes, and like I have to be careful with how I lift things, all these things. I'm like, I'm 23. Why did that have to happen? And like the car breaking down, or me having to leave my job and stuff like that, that I, instead of me being like, did I do something wrong? I can go and look back at it now and see that the job that I'm at now is really great, and I've met a lot of fun people, and I got a new car now that is a lot more manageable, and like I was able to get to school, but I needed that time to rest. And even though mentally it was really hard, physically I needed the time. That month where I wasn't going to work, I wasn't doing that, I needed that time to rest. And I can look back now and be like, no, it wasn't all up to me. And it's not like I would have decided all of that, but I can see the benefits of it now. I can see that it was a door closing and a new one opening, and that I needed to go through that to now see that I was losing sight of myself. I was losing sight of joy and of actual happiness and peace in life. I was losing sight of myself and my desires and of my faith and just my spiritual practice, and that I was focusing on all the wrong stuff and getting to the point where I didn't really care about things in school. I don't want to do that again where I don't care at all, but like, it helped me realize that there are so many more important things than getting an A every single time. So, all that to say, I feel so much more alive. I feel so much more connected to the earth and the world around me, and to my faith practice, and to my friends and my family. And I feel so much happier, like actually happy, and I feel more fulfilled. And you're okay. And I feel like my days aren't just slipping by, but I'm living them to the fullest. I'm also taking care of my body. I'm eating food that's really good, and I'm not feeling guilty for eating food. And I'm also not shaming myself into only eating healthy food. I feel like I'm doing better about finding a balance. I'm doing better about finding a balance with exercise and moving. You know, some days it's like we're just gonna get out and do a walk and get that going and just move some. And some days I'm gonna do yoga, or some days I'm gonna actually do more of an ab or a leg workout. And finding the balance instead of thinking I have to be the best, or I'm not going to be the best, so why even try? I'm like, I'm going to do what I can today that's going to be happy and fulfilling and give me energy and give me life. And that is what I'm going to do today. And being able to do that has just, I can't even explain. I'm so much happier now. I feel so much more alive and at peace. And I'm so grateful that I am able to finally know that I've like passed that dark time, and I feel a lot more prepared that if I do feel that again, because I'm well aware that that is how mental health works. You go up and you down and down, especially for me, that's how it works. And I feel like if I keep up these practices of like journaling and be more encouraging and waking up earlier to enjoy my day and just allowing each day to be what it is, then I'm gonna be able to know how to handle the dark times when they come, and I'm going to be able to handle them with grace instead of shame. I'm going to be able to care for myself and my body instead of thinking of myself and my body as the enemy. And I want to reconnect with myself in that way. Because before, I feel like, yes, I had a lot of health issues, but I was so in tune with my body, and I knew when something was wrong, and I listened to it. And I feel like recently, the past couple of years, I've just ignored it, and I have tried to be like, no, I'm not sick like that when I was a teenager. I'm better now. And I am better than I was then, but I still have different health issues, and I still deal with a lot of things that I need to be in tune with myself instead of ignore those signs, so that I can know when to be like, hey, this is too much. Let's take a step back for a couple days and rest. So to wrap all of this up, thank you for sitting and chatting with me for a while if you even got through this whole video. And I am sorry that I just kind of disappeared from Instagram and YouTube for several months there, but I really needed that break. I am looking forward to creating more videos and to actually being excited to record. And I'm working on new music. I mean, I always am, but I actually have like a project in mind, and I want to dig into like some more video ideas that I have, maybe do something more than just vlogs, even though vlogs are really fun. And yeah, so I'm excited to move forward. I'm excited for this new stage in life. And yeah, I'm excited to share it with you guys and make videos be a fun thing instead of feeling like it's a chore or something I just can't get to. I want to do it because it's fun and because I enjoy it. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in whatever my next video is. All right, thanks so much. Bye, guys.